According to old Christian legends, there was a time when Lucifer used to be one of the favorite angels of God, but he fell from grace, cast into hell, for questioning God's authority and attempting to lead other angels astray. This rebellion transformed him from a revered archangel into the devil we know today. This compelling narrative inspired psychologist and author Philip Zimbardo, who sought to delve into how ordinary people who might even be seen as good, can undergo transformations in their character, not in a dramatic fashion like Lucifer's fall, but rather in subtle ways where everyday individuals can find themselves engaging in harmful actions. These actions may be fleeting or endure over time, ultimately leading them down a dark path that can be considered evil. So it's worth pondering, how does that transformation happen? In The Lucifer Effect, Zimbardo poses a critical question about human behavior. How do everyday, seemingly decent people become agents of evil? It's a perplexing dilemma. When we try to understand unusual or unexpected actions, we often fixate on internal factors like personality, genetics, or character traits. However, what we might be missing is the real driving force, external circumstances or the systems that shape and sustain those situations. Isn't it fascinating to consider how the environment around us can influence our actions? As the old saying goes, show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. This rings especially true for teenagers who often grapple with the desire to fit in by imitating others, donning the same outfits, jamming to the same songs, and adopting similar speech patterns, all in the quest for acceptance. But this behavior isn't just a teenage phase, it carries over into adulthood. Adults too seek out groups that resonate with their interests, moral values, and social status, conforming to expectations like dress codes and social norms. The real danger kicks in when these groups start to unveil their darker sides. Protected by the group identity, individuals may find themselves engaging in horrific actions. This concept, as political theorist Hannah Arendt pointed out, illustrates the banality of evil, how ordinary people can commit atrocious acts with little reflection. A striking example of this is the Stanford Prison Experiment, orchestrated by psychologist Philip Zimbardo. In this experiment, college students were randomly assigned roles as guards or prisoners, expecting it to last 2 weeks. But within just days, the guards became so immersed in their roles that they began to humiliate, abuse, and dehumanize the prisoners. It escalated to such an extreme level that the experiment had to be halted after only 5 days. Isn't it chilling how quickly people can lose their sense of morality in certain environments? Zimbardo illustrates that human nature is shaped by both broad systems, such as wealth and poverty, geography, climate, historical context, and cultural, political, and religious influences, and the smaller, everyday situations we encounter. These elements intertwine with our biology and personality, ultimately shaping who we become. His central argument emphasizes that while individuals should be held accountable for their actions, we must also scrutinize the external factors that influence behavior. It's not merely about identifying bad apples, but also about understanding the bad barrels they come from, and even the bad barrel makers responsible for creating those environments. Zimbardo contends that even our seemingly positive motives and needs, like the desire for belonging or acceptance, can be distorted by social pressures. The innate human drive to align our private beliefs with public behavior can warp our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Peer pressure is undeniably powerful, yet it stems from our internal urge to fit in. Simultaneously, self-serving biases can cloud our judgment, making us more vulnerable to manipulation and less able to recognize or steer clear of harmful behaviors in specific situations. Zimbardo demonstrated that even the most disheartening findings in social psychology can offer a glimmer of hope. He suggested that everyone will eventually encounter a pivotal moment, a chance to speak out, take a stand, or act against wrongdoing. This defining choice stands in stark contrast to the paths of committing evil or choosing inaction, the latter of which Zimbardo refers to as the evil of inaction. He concluded with a profound insight from Alexander Solzhenitsyn, the Russian poet who endured imprisonment under Stalin. The line between good and evil runs through every human heart. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree with Zimbardo that external systems have a stronger influence on actions than individual character? If your role were to shift from prisoner to guard or vice versa, do you believe you would still be the same person? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section.